Hello and welcome. Come on in, you guys. Today, I am going to finally bring up the subject of numerology. We are going to start with figuring out your personal life path number. It's probably one of the easiest ones to figure out. So go grab a pencil and paper, get your coffee cup, come on back, and I will help you figure out what your life path number is. Okay, welcome back. I do happen to have the paranormal flashlight set up. That is that biggest light right there. Of course, it's mixed in with all the other ones. It's hard to see. If you're new to the channel, I'm in a new location too. So we are talking today about numerology, how to figure out your life path number. It's probably one of the easiest ones to figure out. Later we can get into something a little deeper about what your name represents, some of the other things in numerology, but right now we're going to go with your life path number. It is a basic number that kind of tells what your life path is or should be. It'll give you a little bit of a guidance on which way to go if you're getting ready to change occupations, if you're setting out in a new stage in your life. If you find out that life path number, it makes it just a little bit easier. And later on, when you master your skills, you can match up to somebody who has a better compatible life path number. All right. Hello, back there on the light. I do see you. Giving me a wink or a blink. Can you turn the light clear off, please? Let me know you're here. All right. I am going to proceed. You need a pencil and paper, and you are going to write down your date of birth. If, for example, I'm going to use my birth date, August the 30th, 1955. Secret's out. Now you know how old I am. Okay. We really need, we can throw away the zeros. Okay. August is 08. So get rid of the zero. We don't even need the zero. And the 30th of August, again, another zero. So we can eliminate that. However, I have put it all down for you. We're going to take each number and add it together. Your personal birth date, your month, and your year. Just like that. 08/30/1955. Now, some calculators will automatically knock out the zero. I'm just using this so you can just see how simple it is. Mine actually adds up to a 31. Now, we're going to reduce that down further yet. 3 and 1 together are 4. My life path number is a 4. Your life path number will never change. There are other numbers that do change, and we will get into that as we progress. But we're going to start out right there. Now, mark down what your number is. If you are a 1, a life path number 1. Now, if your birth date reduces down to an 11 or a 22, we don't need to reduce those any further. Those are power numbers. They stay solid in themselves. You don't have to reduce those down. However, we're going to add everything up and reduce it down as far as we can just by plain addition. So let's just say, for example, your birthday is not August the 30th. Use your particular month. If you were born in January, of course, obviously it is the first month. Yes. The first month. Oh my gosh, I'm actually thinking about the years changing over already. And when it does, the new year rolls around, your personal life path number will not change. It will remain the same. All right. Go ahead and take that minute, add that up, see what you come up with. And I will be back and let you know what each one of those life path numbers represent from 1 to 9. And remember, we don't even need the zeros. All right, you guys, welcome back. I hope you were able to add those numbers up. It's so simple that it doesn't seem like we're doing the right thing. But all we simply do is add those numbers up and then reduce them down as far as we can to a single digit, unless you have an 11 or a 22, and then those are power numbers. We'll get to those. However, if you reduce yours down to a number 1, we're going to talk about what traits number 1 life paths have. All right, number 1 life paths. Those people are usually destined to be leaders. They're somebody that kind of steps up and takes charge and are in control. Usually a lot of really strong willpower with these people. They're very headstrong and are very determined. They can be a little arrogant from time to time. They are 1. They like the limelight. All right, I'm trying to just check my own notes. I had to come prepared for this. I can't keep all of this in my head, that's for sure. I got it in there, but just the lesson plan here. All right, if you happen to be a number 2 life path, you're the diplomat. Oftentimes it's kind of we think of that as a Gemini kind of thing with dual personality kind of trait. Being the diplomat is somebody that likes peace and serenity. You have a tendency to have higher intuition a little bit on if you have a 2 life path number. I made notes of what I think were the strongest traits. They also offer the most support in a relationship. So if you are a number 2 life path number, and let's just say your other partner is a 5, you would probably offer a little more support than the 5 would. Not that there's anything wrong with a 5. The 2 that challenges there with a 2 life path is they have a tendency to stand up for themselves an awful lot. Even though they're a 2, they're trying to be unique and stand out. Look at me. But I don't know if that's such a bad trait. All right, moving on to 3. If you are a number 3 life path number, number 3s are usually very creative, able to tap into our source of inspiration, whatever that might be for you if you're a 3. 3s are usually very good at speaking, coming out in public, teaching. If you happen to have a life path number that added up to a 33, you are, I do believe Jesus was a 33, okay? I don't know how they figured his birth date, but anyway. Now, one of the drawbacks of being a 3 is sometimes you have a lot of self-doubt. Don't trust yourself. Like you need an extra opinion sometimes to validate you and where you're at, what you're doing. All right. You guys saw my numbers. Mine added up. I am a number, the number 4 life path number. So what are 4s? 4s are builders. Always trying to make something better, make it more stable. Structurally, we like very square, 4 square, think of that. 4s oftentimes have good organizational skills. I don't know if I do as a 4. But we have a tendency to be problem solvers in our profession. And that's exactly where I'm at this point in my life. And I have. Whether I was a mechanic and solving problems on a car engine, whether I was a mortgage analyst and solving somebody's problem looking at the numbers. Now, some of the challenges and the lessons for fours are stubbornness. Have a tendency to not want to call in help. I can do this. We have difficulties embracing being flexible. Kind of once we get something structurally stable, we like to stick with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. All right, moving on to number 5. If you have a 5 for a life path number. Number 5s, you guys are the adventurers. If you have a life path number of 5, you would have made a good explorer. I do believe Christopher Columbus may have had a life path number of a 5. Life path number 5s, you guys look forward to change too. You welcome it. 5 is about change. It's also about seeking new experiences. Since you're an explorer and an adventurer, you've got to constantly seek some kind of excitement in your life. Something, if things get boring, you make it a little more exciting. You have a tendency, though, the drawback can be you can be a little restless from time to time. Get bored easily if you're a 5, always looking for some new excitement and moving forward. All right, moving on to the number 6. If you are a 6 life path number, you are a nurturer. And if you just look at the number 6, it almost represents a pregnant woman's belly. Something is going to come from this. You are the nurturer. You are going to produce compassion and caring. A lot of compassion, a lot of empathy if you're a 6. 6s are all about family connection, holding tight to family, not losing family. If you're a 6, remember that pregnant belly, thank you, Spirit, on the light back there, is about making the family unit bigger also. Now, some of the drawbacks, if you are a 6, you kind of put your own self-care on the back burner. You don't look after yourself. You don't take care of yourself as much as you should. You're running around trying to take care of everybody else and put out their fires and make sure they're okay. So you don't really look after yourself. All right, number 7. If you are number 7 life path, tell you what, let me have a little cup of coffee here. If you are number 7 life path number, you are probably very likely very spiritual in your overall thought processes. Everything kind of refers you back to source if you're a 7. You're also a seeker if you're a 7, but looking for answers from a different direction, pulling from that source above. 7s are philosophers. They are preachers. They are teachers. They're spiritual guides. You may be a shaman or a guru if you happen to be a life path 7, and you're suited for it. You're appropriately suited for it. These life path numbers are numbers we were born into. Kind of can't change it. However, we did pick this whole thing before we got here. All part of the soul contract. All right, moving on to 8. If you are a life path number 8, you can be an executive, well suited for that. 8s are also very ambitious. Kind of a good power number if you are in business. Strong leadership skills, able to step out in front of everybody and say, hey, this is the way we should do it. Kind of a take control kind of energy if you are an 8. Eights have a real strong sense of pushing towards their success. You know, they may get, I don't know, kind of tunnel vision on what they want because they've got those two circles for the eights. And they're constantly striving for success, making sure they get tasks finished, getting things wrapped up and tied up. That eight, that kind of that infinity number eight, just you want to get it finished up because if not, it's going to stay on that little racetrack. So you can have a tendency to be a little over ambitious at times. Eights also have a very strong empathic sense also, if you're an eight. If you happen to be a life path number 9, you are the humanitarian. You are the person that just jumps in and helps out. A lot of wisdom, a lot of spiritual knowledge and background. 9s have a strong sense of social responsibility. They carry themselves differently in public, trying not to make a big display, but yet carrying themselves in a way that others can kind of copy and kind of follow. 9s, let's see what else. They are very good at being teachers and healers also. If you have a 9 life path number. Some of the obstacles for 9, though, happen to be you have a tendency to make a martyr out of yourself. You can. It is okay to say, if I did it, if I can succeed, so can you. But don't make a martyr as you're doing that. 9, you guys have enough on your plate as it is with that life path number. One of the tough other things to overcome is to recognize your own well-being, that you can't take care of everybody without healing and growing and taking that time to center yourself and get grounded. 9s have a tendency to take care of everybody else because they're the last number, 1 through 9. 0 doesn't have a bearing in anything in your life path number. All right, there you have all 9 numbers. Now, if you happen to be an 11, if you happen to finish out as a 22, those numbers follow in the next video. All right, you guys, I got to leave some suspense in here to get you to tune back. I never leave you that I don't bless you with love and light. See you soon.